Join WFYI Live for our next Listen Up, The Joy of Painting with Nicholas Hankins on March 12th. Immerse yourself in a night of art and serenity as Nicholas leads a workshop instructing attendees on painting their own masterpiece while answering questions about his own work in the upcoming season of Joy of Painting. Learn more at wfyi.org/live.
This is Small Studio Signal Boost from WFYI. I'm Melissa Davis, your host tonight, along with co-host Adam Gross. Drew DeBoy is the keyboardist for the Small Studio alumni band Everything Now. He also works at Luna Music as their used record curator. Tonight, Drew stops by the show to share some pics from his vinyl collection and some tips for used record buying. Matthew Sosi stops by to share some tracks from prolific Indiana jazz drummer Steve Houghton's new album, And Then Some. Stay with us for an hour of new music from Indiana-based artists here on Small Studio Signal Boost. First, I have a song from an indie expat. This project was called Window Dancer, and it features Ben Marcus, a former member of acclaimed indie-based band The Palace. After spending some time overseas in Spain, Marcus is living back in the States, but to the east of us in New York. He's still making innovative music, and this is his latest track. Adam, you might like this one. It's called Shipshawana.
Oh, that takes me back to flea markets and popcorn and everything else.
All the good stuff. This song, though, is not about that Shipshawana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There are more? I had no idea.
Know. And so I was like, I have to Google Shipshawana now. But the filming was in a desert location, so it has a real different vibe from the Shipshawana that I was also thinking of. Amish buggies,
noodles,
buffets,
potatoes,
yes,
antiques.
All those good things. But let's listen now. This is a really good song. It's called Shipshawana from Window Dancer here on Small Studio Signal Boost.
Hop at the corner and hitch a ride. I go to Shipshawana where the blues can die. I said hop at the corner and hitch a ride. I go to Shipshawana where the blues can die.
That was Window Dancer with their latest Shipshawana, which was not filmed in the Shipshawana that we may be thinking of here in Indiana, but this was filmed in Baja, California. The video is really cool, very artistic. Just search Shipshawana from Window Dancer on the socials. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost from WFYI. I'm Melissa Davis with Adam Gross. Coming up, we'll listen to some pics from Small Studio alum Drew DeBoy's vinyl collection. But first, Adam, what's happening in the world of Indiana music this week?
I've got a track from Indianapolis group Spring Term. This is Bug from their newest EP, Kiddo, Volume 2. That was Bug from Spring Term. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm Adam Gross here with Melissa Davis. Melissa, this next one is from Indianapolis post-rock band Angel Maker. They have a video for this song, Phase Relationship, and it's like a Ren Fair vibe that turns into like a medieval rave Ren Fair vibe.
Wow, I've never heard of a medieval rave.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if they really exist or if it was fabricated for this video, but it's really fun. This is Angel Maker with Phase Relationship. It was Angel Maker with Phase Relationship. That song's coupled with another song that they have on a new 7-inch single. Melissa, do you have any more before we take a break?
I do. I have one more. This is from indie-based Shelby Kelly. He's 1/4 of the Shelby County Sinners, and he has a new single called Gone to Hell from his upcoming solo album, Ghost on the East Side.
She said, tell me, is there something wrong? What is it about that song?
You are tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost. You can find some of the music featured tonight by following our playlists. Just search for WFYI Music on Spotify. Adam has a conversation with Drew DeBoy, keyboardist for Everything Now and used record curator at Luna Music.
Drew, thanks for coming on the show again.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. So you were here like a few months ago. You came on the show to do a top 5, and we were chatting afterwards and cooked up a scheme for a segment where you come on occasionally and play records, because we love records on this show. You've kind of devoted your life to collecting records or helping other people collect records.
Both. Mostly helping other people, but yeah, I have a shameful amount. It's true.
Right. No, it's a good thing. So you're currently a used record buyer curator at Luna Music, right?
Yeah, that's correct. One of the staff there at Luna Music. I handle all of our used collection, do big buys, consignment, that type of deal, and select assorted new titles for the store to bring in as well.
Yeah, so you have your hands on these things every day.
I see a lot of records, too many. I dream about them.
Not in the way most people would like, I guess. Like giant records chasing you down a hallway and stuff.
Yeah. And being like, oh, did I remember to put that one away?
Mm-hmm. Well, you did not forget to put 3 away because you brought them with you today.
It's true. I've got 3 good ones today. I'm pretty excited about them.
Nice. Well, let's get into one. So we recorded these records from vinyl, so you're going to be hearing pops and crackles. What's up first, Drew?
First, I wanted to keep it a little bit local for the first track, so we're going to hear a track from 1973. This is the band Funk Incorporated. The track is called Give Me Your Love. It's a version of a Curtis Mayfield number off of his iconic Superfly album, which came out in '72. The Indianapolis-based band Funk Inc. recorded and released their version the year after.
Awesome. Well, let's give it a spin. That was Indianapolis's Funk Incorporated with the track Give Me Your Love. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost, and I'm here with Drew DeBoy, and we're listening to some selections from his vinyl collection. And Echoes of Indiana Avenue has a 2-part episode on the guitarist from Funk Incorporated, Steve Weekly. You can find that on the Echoes of Indiana Avenue podcast on YouTube or at WFYI.org or most places you get your podcasts. Is that Steve on that guitar solo?
That is Steve on that really sweet guitar solo that really makes the track for me.
Yeah, man. That's a ripper for sure. Okay, so before we get to the next song, since you are dealing with records every day, Drew, I think it might be fun for people out there that are just diving into the world of vinyl to do some quick record facts.
Yeah.
You cool with that?
Let's do it.
Okay. Buying used records. So there's a lot of places you can get them, a lot of great shops in town. What are some things you want to look out for in terms of scratches, noise, cover, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, good question. A lot of used records will play really clean. I think the key part is the record glossy? If it's glossy, if you don't see anything that looks really deep scratch-wise, it'll usually play pretty well with a little bit of surface noise, as long as you don't mind a little bit of crackle. If it's glossy and clean, it's going to play really nicely.
And if it's not even if it's a little scuffed up, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to skip, right?
Correct. Yeah, if it's scuffed up, it's not necessarily going to skip. My cheat code is I tell people use the knuckle on your finger and rub it over a scratch. If you can't feel it with your knuckle, it's most likely not going to skip or cause a pop. Nice.
Well, that's good to know. Buying used or buying new? What's the upsides, downsides to both?
It just kind of depends. I mean, price point is a big thing. Sometimes used records can be a lot more because they're rare, and so their prices might be really high. So it's totally new records sound really great too often, and it's sometimes way more inexpensive to buy a new copy of something. Mm-hmm. But if you like that character of an old record, sometimes it's worth the extra money. On the flip side, sometimes you can find really cheap versions of old records, $5 or less, that sound really great on your stereo, even though they're 60 years old. So it's kind of all about what you're looking for and what fits into your budget.
I do like new records, but I like old. There is something special about knowing like someone 60 or 70 years ago was holding this and they put it on their turntable and they listened to it.
Yeah, it's like some sort of weird continuity between people. We like to call it at Luna pre-loved. Like someone else loved this, and now it's part of my collection, and I love it too.
I like that. Okay, is this next one pre-loved or new?
This next one is brand new. We had to open it just to play it for the show.
Yes, we did, yeah.
This next one is by a British producer and DJ named K-Lone. This is from his 2025 record, Sorry I Thought You Were Somebody Else. This track is called Slip. It's one of my favorite electronic records of the last year.
That was K-Lone with Slip here on Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm here with Drew DeBoy, and we're listening to some picks from his vinyl collection. And Drew, you're doubling down, I guess, on your love for records coming on this show, but you're tripling down because you recently started a Substack talking about records, right?
That's correct. It's kind of an inside joke, but it's called Strictly Heaters. A heater is just a great record. So,
okay.
That's just a place where I'm going to be talking about great records all the time.
All right. Well, is this last pick of yours strictly a heater?
It is.
Okay.
This last pick is Lee Hazelwood. He is a country pop troubadour and producer, really well known for his work with Nancy Sinatra on her Boots record. So this is a solo track by him called Rosa Coke Street from 1968's Love and Other Crimes. He's backed by the Wrecking Crew here, which were really well-known session musicians that worked for Phil Spector on Beach Boys' Pet Sounds and hundreds of other records.
Legends
for sure.
I'm down looking for upness. He's cold watching for heat. There's a trick.
Well, I gotta say, a heater indeed. I'm a big Lee Hazelwood fan, and I did not know this record or this song, so thanks for introducing me to it.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, literally. And I must say that, I mean, one of the best parts about listening to music on vinyl is the jacket. I mean, you get this, it's basically a piece of art, and I love the jacket. The cover for this record is really good.
Lee looks like he just woke up and is like looking at something in the distance. It seems very wrongly posed for a record cover, and I think that's why I like it so much.
Psychedelic bubble letters.
It's 68. They were probably thinking, let's market to the hippies.
Yeah.
And he's going to just drawl on about something random in this song.
As he does. Yeah. Well, Drew, thanks again for coming by and sharing your selections with us and letting us take a peek into your vinyl collection. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Drew DeBoy, for sharing that music and letting us have a listen to your album collection. Coming up, Matthew Sosi shares a track from Indianapolis jazz drummer Steve Houghton. We'll be right back with that after this break on Small Studio Signal Boost.
Join WFYI Live for our next Listen Up, The Joy of Painting with Nicholas Hankins on March 12th. Immerse yourself in a night of art and serenity as Nicholas leads a workshop instructing attendees on painting their own masterpiece while answering questions about his own work in the upcoming season of Joy of Painting. Learn more at wfyi.org/live.
This is Small Studio Signal Boost. Thanks for listening tonight. You can find the podcast edition of the show most places you get your podcasts or at wfyi.org/podcasts. I'm Melissa Davis, joined by Adam Gross. Next, Matt Sosi has a new track tonight from prolific Indiana jazz drummer Steve Houghton.
You're listening to Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm Matthew Sosi. There's a new album from Indiana jazz drummer Steve Houghton called And Then Some. For Houghton, who also produced the album, this is more like a family reunion of old music friends, many of whom are fellow Indiana musicians. Houghton taught at Indiana University for 20 years and has appeared on a myriad of recordings from the Bucelli-Wallerab Jazz Orchestra, Sylvia McNair, Freddie Hubbard, Billy Childs, Ray Brown, Woody Herman, and much, much more. On this album, Steve Houghton on the drums, of course, Larry Coons on guitar, Rusty Burge on vibes, Steve Ali on acoustic piano and Fender Rhodes, Jeremy Allen on acoustic and electric bass, and vocals by Aaron Benedict. Here's a tune written by Steve Ali, and it's the title track, And Then Some. Recorded in Bloomington, that's drummer and producer Steve Houghton and the title track to his new album, And Then Some. For Small Studio Signal Boost, I'm Matthew Sosi.
Thanks, Matthew Sosi, for stopping by and sharing that Steve Houghton tune. You can listen in to Matthew's show, The Blues House Party, Saturdays at 6 on WBAA and 7 o'clock on WFYI. And you can catch his weekly film podcast, Film Sociology, wherever you get your podcasts, or at WFYI.org. I'm Adam Gross here with co-host Melissa Davis. Melissa, what's happening in the world of live music?
Yeah, we have a few things coming up over the next few weeks. So Saturday, March 7th, it's Punk Rock Night at the Melody Inn. Every Saturday night is Punk Rock Night. The headlining band is Ataxia from Cleveland, but then it's bands from our homeland, Northern Indiana.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have Filth and Majesty from Warsaw, the Foleys from South Bend, and River Rats also from South Bend. That's Punk Rock Night, Saturday, March 7th. And presented by the Indianapolis Jazz Foundation, it's the Indianapolis Jazz Collective with a Wes Montgomery tribute. That's an all-ages event at the Jazz Kitchen March 8th for 2 shows, the first at 4 p.m. and then one at 7 p.m. This will be led by Indie Jazz Fest artistic director Rob Dixon. The special performance honors the legendary Wes Montgomery, bringing together a lineup of Indianapolis Jazz Hall of Famers, including pianist Steve Ali, bassist John Wood, and drummer Kenny Phelps. And then we're going to head over to Lafayette. The Spot Tavern in Lafayette's monthly jazz night features Lafayette's The Velocity District, and that's Wednesday, March 18th from 7 to 9 p.m., and that's a free show. But a little earlier than that, Tuesday, March 3rd, check out Detroit-based singer-songwriter Libby DeCamp at People's Brewing in Lafayette for folk and bluegrass, and the local opening artist for the show will be Noel Vogelweed.
You know, Melissa, I played at People's Brewing, I think last year, 2 years ago, and it was such a fun vibe.
Really?
Yeah, really nice crowd came out, and really like chill, relax. Everyone was really nice.
Oh, that sounds like... I looked at their lineup. They have a lot of good shows coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really cool. I'll have to head up there. I listened to a bit of Libby DeCamp. I hadn't heard of her before, and this is actually the kind of music that I love. It's dark folk rock, I would say, but it sounds like a really nice night of music.
Yeah.
Well, that's the latest in Indiana music. Be sure to follow your favorite artist on social media for updates and info. This is Small Studio Signal Boost. Adam Gross and Roxana Caldwell created our show. This episode was produced by Adam Gross and me, Melissa Davis. You can check out the podcast edition of the show most places you get your podcasts or at WFYI.org. Thanks for listening tonight, and thanks for your continued support of this 100% community-funded public media station. You can join in membership anytime at WFYI.org/give or at WBAA.org/give. And we are at our last song of the night. Adam, what do we have?
This is another one that Matthew shared with us from Steve Houghton's new album, And Then Some. It's Far Away on Small Studio Signal Boost. Have a great night. Join WFYI Live for our next Listen Up, The Joy of Painting with Nicholas Hankins on March 12th. Immerse yourself in a night of art and serenity as Nicholas leads a workshop instructing attendees on painting their own masterpiece while answering questions about his own work in the upcoming season of Joy of Painting. Learn more at WFYI.org/live.